Good evening, everybody. I am Bsaa. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for our inaugural stream of Resident Evil Village. With 8. I guess they didn't put 8 on it. I don't know why. They clearly labeled the last one 7. I don't know why they're calling this one 8, since it's a direct sequel, to the point where we're going to start this playthrough by reading an 80-page report. Don't worry, they're quick. Basically detailing the events since the Baker incident. So I'm not sure why this isn't RE8, but when has Capcom ever done anything that makes sense? Hope y'all are having a good night. I know I am, because I have been dying to play this. Alright, so let's check out the notes post-Baker incident. Alright, where are we? This was in bonuses. Baker incident report. Here we go. The Baker incident report. This report dictates my investigations into the events after the incident at the Baker's residence. The Baker incident, July 2017. A number of people lost their lives at the residence in the middle of the American countryside. It was truly a horrifying tragedy. I still don't know the exact number of victims. 2 survivors, husband and wife Ethan and Mia Winters, were able to shed some light on the events which have shook the world. Wait, the whole world knows about the Baker incident? Okay. But there was a cover-up, and the Winters vanished. There is someone or something powerful acting behind the scenes. I just know it. I decided to investigate, to follow the breadcrumbs of what happened after. How can I be so sure? Because I am someone who was there. Wait, is this Lucas typing this? First of all, how was this incident reported upon its discovery by the world? Let's take a look at some of the newspaper clippings from that time to see how the news was manipulated. Discovery of the incident. Local newspaper, Duvet Daily, July 22nd, 2017. Family of 4 found dead in Duvet. Duvet County Sheriff officers have reported that the Baker family was found dead in their home in North Duvet. Unless this is Chris. This might be Chris, in which case I'm giving Chris a shitty voice. Oh well. On the 21st of July. The surrounding details are certainly unknown, apart from the deaths of Jack Baker, his wife Marguerite, their son Lucas, not quite, and daughter Zoe. Oh wait, Lucas is dead, so I guess this does have to be Chris. Okay, so this is, but Chris wasn't involved, fuck it. Deputy Sheriff Dave Anderson, I'm gonna keep using that voice. Deputy Sheriff Dave Anderson, who has been missing since the 19th, according to the Deputy Sheriff Riley Watford, who visited the Baker's residence around the time of his disappearance. Oh, that was Deputy Shovelface. Social media posts from that day. That thing with the dead family, wasn't that where the giant black monster was? You think they were eaten by that thing? No way. It's not some cheesy horror movie. Old man Jack did say some crazy stuff. I remember him getting into lots of fights. He probably killed the whole family, then offed himself. Transcripts of the complaint to the county sheriff's office. I don't believe it. It's been 2 days already, but you haven't reported anything else. Was it a murder, an accident, suicide? And what's with the National Guard sealing the place off? What are y'all hiding? Very little was reported shortly after the Baker incident was discovered, leading to a rapid spread of rumors and speculation. The Bakers were completely isolated from the rest of the community, and sealing off the entire area around their home set things in motion. I recall there sure was a lot of public pressure on the press for information. I admit that at the time I was being held in quarantine by a certain organization and couldn't see any of the news for myself. They finally allowed me to watch TV a few days after, and I was flabbergasted by the stark difference between the reports and reality. Part 2, the cover-up. Local newspaper, Duvet Daily, July 30th, 1 week later, 2017. Sheriff's office say Baker family killed by natural gas. In a follow-up on the deaths of the Baker family on July 21st, Duvet County Sheriff's office stated, it is highly likely that their deaths were caused by a hydrogen sulfide leak. The local area is surrounded by wetlands, which combined with a concentration of pollution have led to the buildup of toxic gas that claimed the lives of the Baker family. The leak has been blocked, however. The authorities have sealed off the area in order to prevent any further accidents. Bull fucking shit. Victims included were Jack Baker, Marguerite Baker, Lucas Baker, Zoe Baker, Dave Anderson, Clancy Jarvis, Andre Stickland, and Peter Walken. Really? One of those idiots in the van was named Peter Walken, like full on Christopher Walken. Was it his nephew? And then Ethan and Mia Winters were injured. Social media post from that day. Toxic hydrogen sulfide gas? They're kidding, right? I heard there were soldiers, tanks, and helicopters, the whole shebang when it happened. I'm not sure how they got tanks into the middle of the swamp, but good for them. The government's sure up to something for sure. Ooh, pardon me. And here come the conspiracy theorists. A bunch of nut jobs like you came out of the woodwork during the Raccoon City incident too. But there was a black monster, and that satellite photo of the shipwreck. I have to admit, something's fishy. Magazine Interceptor. An interview with Sally Baldwin, professor of geological sciences at Minden University. Interviewer. So you don't agree that the report from the sheriff's office that it was a natural gas leak? We can't rule it out completely, but it's very unusual, all things considered. Hydrogen sulfide builds up in areas where there is a lot of volcanic activity. The town of Dulve, however, had no volcanic activity anywhere in the area. My own geological survey in 1998 revealed absolutely no hydrogen sulfide in the area. A tragic natural gas leak. That was the official stance on the Baker incident. But this is a complete fabrication. Nothing about the murders in the house, nothing about the terrifying monsters that stalked the halls and lived within its walls. It's evidence that someone was keeping the truth hidden. The thing that surprised me the most was the fact that my name was on the list of victims. The organization still had me in quarantine. Wait a minute, his name was? What's that list of names? Jack, Marguerite, Lucas. Okay, this has to be Lucas. Dave Anderson, Clancy Jarvis, Andre Sticklin, and Peter Walken, because we know those four all died. We saw them all die in one way or another. So this has to be This has to be Lucas. I'm going back to my dumb voice. The thing that surprised me the most was the fact that my name was on the list of victims. The organization still had me in quarantine. I was terrified the whole thing would come to an end with me actually being among the deceased. Thankfully, it was a needless fear. The organization gave me a new identity and let me go. I guess they figured I was harmless and didn't know anything else. I was allowed to live as a new person, apparently for my own safety. I tried to contact the other two survivors. Okay, maybe this isn't him. Wait, does this mean that one of the three, ghost hunters managed to escape without dying? That's actually kind of impressive. They saved my life. After all, I wanted to at least thank them. Wait. Who do we... Oh! Oh, I'm dumb. This is Zoe. This has got to be Zoe. Wait, no. But we didn't save Zoe's life. Who the fuck is this? They saved my life, after all. I wanted to at least thank them, but they completely disappeared. Oh my goodness gracious, Jace! My dude! With the 38th month of subscription. Thank you so much, my man. It is good to have you here. I still can't believe we've been hanging out for that long. Well over 3 years at this point. Yep, 2 more to the big 4-0. Oh, man. How the time has flown. Oh, it's good to have you here, my dude. Good to have you here. I tried to contact the other 2 survivors, Ethan and Mia. They saved my life, after all. I wanted to at least thank them, but they'd completely disappeared. I know the organization knows where they are, so I decided to investigate the BSAA. The BSAA, Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, a counter bioterrorism organization sanctioned by the United Nations. It was formed to combat the rise in bioterrorism after the collapse of Umbrella Pharmaceuticals. They have combated terrorism across the world, including China and Europe, and are highly regarded as bioterrorist police. The BSAA finally intervened in the Baker incident and were the ones that saved Ethan, Mia, and I. Okay, so this has got to be Zoe. It should be close to 4 years of subbing if I didn't fuck up my subscription stuff. Oh, no worries, dude. It is just good to have you here. Thanks to my detainment in their facility, I have a pretty good idea of who their members are. I was very, very persuasive when it came to asking them about the organization and top secret documents. The topic I was most interested in was, of course, the Baker incident. I wanted to know the truth the BSAA was hiding. The hidden truth. Magazine Inspector. Secret meeting between the sheriff and internal organization. One of our reports have unearthed evidence that a secret meeting happened between Dulve Sheriff Coleridge and the international organization known as the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, the BSAA. Many have voiced their concerns about the legitimacy of the sheriff's office statement that the incident at the Baker estate was caused by a toxic gas leak. Inspector suspects there might be more to the story than the sheriff's office and the BSAA are covering up something. We reached out to the sheriff's office, but they refused to give us a statement. Edgar McClintock. The BSAA Investigation Department. Final report on the Baker incident. The following details the investigation of the biological disaster in Dulve, Louisiana, also known as the Baker incident. This document is for employees with a Class B clearance or above. We have concluded that the Baker incident was caused by accidental contamination from a prototype bioweapon known as Evelyn. The residents of the Baker household were contaminated by a mold-like pathogen, a mutamycete. Evelyn was capable of rapidly producing this mold, and it enabled her to control those infected both mentally and physically. The Baker family were not the only victims. Evelyn manipulated the Bakers into kidnapping dozens of people. These victims were infected and mutated into monstrous creatures called Molden. Evelyn was originally created in a Munich research facility by the international crime syndicate, The Connections. I'm suddenly very glad we're reading this because this is filling in a lot of holes already from the last game. The BSAA dispatched a team to destroy Evelyn. The mission, however, was not successful and Evelyn escaped. Evelyn was then transferred to America by the Connections via ship along with her caretaker, Mia Winters. However, Evelyn managed to escape during transport. She murdered most of the ship's crew and destroyed the ship. We believe she then abandoned the vessel. It was a nuclear vessel. Abandoned the vessel that had washed up in the bayou near the Baker residence. The aforementioned operation to eliminate Evelyn was BSAA's failing. We cannot deny that it resulted in Evelyn infecting innocent civilians. BSAA will have to take responsibility should those events ever come to light. As such, we advise that a cover story is fed to the media and BSAA's involvement is kept quiet. End of report. E-Series Mutamycete Analysis Report. Biological analysis reports on the E-Series Mutamycete, henceforth referred to as Mutamycete, recovered from the Baker residence. The Mutamycete has similar characteristics to Cladosporum, black mold, and has incredibly high reproductive properties. It acts like a parasite, infecting the cells and rewriting the DNA of its host. Furthermore, when it combines with other bacteria, it creates its own muscle tissue, brain, and nervous system. As such, an organism infected with Mutamycete transforms into a type of undead monster. Gee, an undead creature in a Resident Evil game. Who would have fucking thought? Bioweapon report file. A human biological weapon constructed through the implantation of Mutamycete into a human embryo. Has the ability to infect with a fungal network and control hosts through brainwave signals. Evelyn was driven by a natural instinct to create a family, and the infected victims she controlled were her surrogate family. However, due to an innate defect in her chromosome, Evelyn's cells reproduced at an accelerated rate, causing her to age rapidly, then die. The Connections report. The Connections is a criminal syndicate with no base of operations. Their organizational structure is unknown. However, we are aware of their actions on a global level. In recent years, they have been particularly active in Eastern Europe. Most of their activities appear to revolve around the creation and selling of bioweapons. Evelyn was one of their products. Reliable sources have confirmed that the criminal organization was founded by Brandon Bailey. Bailey is a shrewd man and was once the right-hand man of Oswell E. Spencer, CEO and president of the Umbrella Corporation. His current status and location are unknown. Bailey and Spencer became estranged due to different visions, and Bailey used the connections he made, connections, get it, working as the director of the Umbrella Africa Research Center to branch off and found a criminal syndicate. The organization's main goal appears to simply be commercial gain. Further investigations are in progress. According to the BSAA's top secret documents, the Baker incident, as I know it, was just another statistical blip to be recorded. That fateful night when the tanker washed up in the bayou, Jack took that little girl from the shipwreck into our home. Then she turned everyone crazy, made us into monsters. BSAA knew that they were knew this when they manipulated the media and covered up the whole thing. An easy thing to do for an organization with the direct backing of the United Nations. They couldn't let anyone know it was them who let Evelyn, the cause of all of this, to escape. I continued an investigation and finally caught wind of Ethan and Mia's location, where the witnesses are, or where the Winterses. Why not just the Winters? Where the Wintresses are. BSAA Internal Investigations Department transcriptive interview with Ethan Winters. Audio begins. Shall we begin then? Please state your name and occupation. Ethan Winters. I'm a systems engineer. How many times do I have to do this? When are you going to let us go? Our interviews until now have been necessary to conclude if you had any ulterior motives. Now we understand that you were just an innocent victim in this whole incident. So you're going to let us go? Yes, but we have one condition. And what's that? We would like you and your wife to remain under our supervision. In exchange, we will provide you with a new home, a new country. What are you saying? You want us to take on new identities? Wait, a new country? You want us to move to another country? A lovely country in Eastern Europe, to be precise. Europe? You've got to be kidding! Why the hell would we... You are both witnesses to what happened. There is a certain criminal organization who is looking for you. We are doing this for your protection. Think of it more like witness protection. Oh, God. We are doing this for your own good. Think of it more like witness protection. Why are you double using protection in that sentence? That's just bad writing. But all the way to Europe, without any say? You can forget everything you experienced here. Start a new life. It's better for both of you that way. There's no way we can forget everything that happened. I want to talk to Mia about this. Let me talk to Mia! BSAA Investigations Department transcriptive interview with Mia Winters. According to our examinations, you are mostly free of the mold now, Mia. Did you tell him about my past? No. As a sign of appreciation for your cooperation, BSAA has not divulged your involvement with the connections. I just want to return to a normal life with Ethan, to forget about everything. Ethan and Mia are in Europe. I was ecstatic that I finally had a clue to their whereabouts. However, that was where my investigation hit a brick wall. BSAA's security is tight, and even with some acquaintances helping me out, no one knew the Winters' exact location, which made sense when you considered an international crime syndicate was after them. Not really a bad writing, that's how human speech is. I guess. I guess it was a transcript, wasn't it? 2 years passed and no progress. I ended up working as a rookie reporter for a small newspaper in New Orleans. The Baker incident was all but vanished from people's minds. Then one day a letter arrived at my tiny apartment. It was from none other than Mia Winters herself. Mia's letter. Hey, how are you doing? It's been a while, hasn't it? BSAA won't let us send any emails or letters. But I gave this directly to an employee to give to you, so it should be safe. Our location is still hidden. I've always wanted to tell you how thankful I am. Ethan and I would have died in that house if it hadn't been for you. So it must have been hard to fight all alone for so long, so thank you. I can't tell you where we are, but we're safe and happy. I feel like we've finally settled down into our new life. The house BSAA gave us is huge. I don't know what to do with it all. Oh, that reminds me. There's a reason I wanted to write you. Ethan and I had a baby. I included a picture of her with this letter. I warn you, she's so cute. Aww, look at the little horrifying resident of the Uncanny Valley. Jesus. Whose document is this you are reading? I have come to the conclusion that this was all written by Zoe. Zoe has been following up on the Baker incident, trying to find out more information about it. We named her Rosemary. Isn't that such a wonderful name? I hope you can come and see her someday. Ethan wants to see you too. I've learned all kinds of local dishes. I'm sure you'll like them. No need to reply. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Take care of yourself, okay? Sincerely, Mia Winters. A letter from Mia and Ethan out of nowhere. And they have a daughter. I had almost given up finding them. I couldn't hold back the tears. I'm glad the three of them are happy with their new life. Just as I went to close the mailbox, I spotted another envelope. It was embossed with the BSAA logo, the sender unknown. It contained the following. Oh, okay, so this is Chris. This has been Chris Redfield this whole time. Wait, I thought Chris was a soldier. He was with the BSAA. He's just a newspaper reporter now? BSAA HQ, warning letter to Chris Redfield. Chris, we are growing concerned with your recent activity. According to recent reports, you have taken personal control of the elite unit, the Hound Wolf Squad, without permission. And you've accessed a number of top-secret documents, also without permission. What the hell are you doing? Where are you and your squad? What are you and your squad doing in Eastern Europe? Maybe this is Zoe. Who the fuck is Miranda that keeps popping up in your correspondence? What's with the investigation into the Winters family? You've been very critical of the BSAA since the Baker incident. You might be one of the founding original 11, but I cannot let you continue to run around unchecked. So I will repeat myself. What the hell are you doing? BSAA HQ investigations. There was one thing scribbled on the back of this. It's not over. This is everything I have on the Baker incident. It's purely for my own reference. I don't intend to send it out to the general public. I will continue my investigations. Many have tried to get in my way, slow me down, but I'm doing this for my family. Okay, it is Zoe. I won't give up. I know that someday I'll be able to give Ethan and Mia the thanks directly. At least I pray I can. My name is Zoe Baker, a survivor of this tragedy. Okay, so it was Zoe the entire time. So all that time I was talking like Lucas was kind of insulting.